We have some breaking news from the UFL, and this is some very unfortunate news for 3 cities with the United Football League have announced they're departing 3 cities. Let's go ahead and dive into this, and I will honestly be giving my opinion on this, and quite frankly, I'm shocked. I am shocked of the one market on this list that maybe we should have read between the lines. And I think someone in the comments even talked about this, but let's talk about it. So, statement from the United Football League about departing Michigan, Memphis, and San Antonio. After a thorough analysis of markets and venues, the United Football League has made the difficult decision to depart from the Memphis, Michigan, and San Antonio markets. Unfortunately, due to stadium constraints, the available venues in these areas do not align with our new vision of focusing on smaller, more intimate settings that elevate the fan experience. We are deeply grateful for the incredible support of our devoted fans in these communities. Your passion and commitment have been invaluable to the league. As we look ahead to potential, keep that in mind, potential expansion in 2028, we remain hopeful that the right venues will become available in these markets so we can return and once again bring UFL football to you. Further details about the league's next steps will be shared in our announcement next week. Okay, so where to start here? Because I'm very disappointed for the San Antonio Brahmas and the San Antonio organization. And again, going back to, like I said at the beginning of this video, we should have knew, reading between the lines, when a lot of people were like, well, what about San Antonio? Why are they not hiring when we talked about jobs? And as far as I had known, San Antonio did not, I thought they kept everyone on. I could be wrong about that, but either way, I mean, San Antonio is not technically out of the way of Houston or Arlington markets. Now, I will say, I do not disagree at all with going back to 2 markets in Texas. Maybe. I mean, we still don't know where this 3rd market is, because we now know Columbus. We are assuming, based on James Larson, what I reported yesterday, that Louisville is the 2nd market. Where is the 3rd? And quite frankly, I was about to upload a video talking about the future of the UFL. That'll go up later today, and that video kind of actually changes now, because now we get to deep dive into where this 3rd city will be. That will be next week. Orlando just does not seem like, as much as people are saying, like, where's Orlando and Camping World Stadium, that stadium is way too big for what they are asking for. So to me, I don't feel Orlando's part of that. Boise was another location, but from what we understand, that was part of potentially an expansion team or whatnot. The expansion process, according to Boise's athletic director at their college, home of the Boise Broncos, said that they were not looking to take a relocated team. But where does San Antonio go? I mean, San Antonio hypothetically could go to Kentucky now, and Michigan goes somewhere completely different. Memphis, I still am on the track that Memphis would go to Columbus. Now, we don't know the coaching situation with the San Antonio Brahmas. We don't know if Coach Wade Phillips is coming back next year. We know he had a lot of health issues, and that's why Pardee took over for him as an intern head coach. We have not heard anything about any of that. So, and I think Pardee went to do some type of coaching clinic or something to that extent with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But that leaves open, from what we were rumored, that when they were talking about 4 locations moving, or the USFL conference moving. Portland was one. Seattle. I mean, that's the other thing is the Seattle Sea Dragons coming back this year. That is a huge possibility, but I still am questioning when they're talking about the smaller, intimate size markets. This is why I almost feel like this definitely just kind of harp on some comments you guys have made of like, well, stadium changes, for instance, Arlington Renegades going from Choctaw to Toyota Stadium in actually, I think it's in Frisco, if I'm not mistaken. People are like, well, that could be a relocation. I don't think that's what they mean by relocation. This kind of proves it. So there's a lot of questions being asked here. I honestly have not gone through any other post. I haven't seen if James Larson has said anything, but I know that Mike Rapoli has also put for the leadership team and me, this has been a very difficult decision. But if the league is going to survive and thrive in the long term, tough choices must be made and made quickly. I deeply sympathize with the fans and communities of Memphis, Michigan, and San Antonio. However, having the right venues is absolutely essential to the league's future success. If venue opportunities arise that meet our criteria in these markets, we will give some serious consideration in returning. I'll tell you right now, right off the bat, I do not think San Antonio is going to get another team, period. I think that the AAF burned their bridges massively with the San Antonio market, and the XFL came back, did pretty well, or pretty decent, and it's kind of fell off since then with the UFL side of things. I think this is it for the San Antonio market, hands down. I do not think they return. Unfortunately, I got to say, unfortunately. Now, I have heard that in the coming years that the Alamo Dome and that direct area are going to be going under a huge reconstruction and renovations and stuff like that. And that could be why the UFL is backing out at this point, because of the fact that the long-term goal, they may not be available. We know in 2025... this year, they only had 4 home games because of the scheduling conflicts. But from what we knew, according to the mayor, according to Alamo Dome, that they would be back full-time in 2026. Something to kind of note there that, if I'm not mistaken, San Antonio just had a change in mayor as well recently. And the person that was in charge and had the vision and talking with the UFL about the Brahmas and stuff like that is no longer there. So I think that could be another factor into that as well. Just kind of put that out there. Otherwise, again, I'm super disappointed in this. Like, obviously, hands down, I am an Arlington Renegades fan. I was a Michigan Panthers fan on the USFL side. And unfortunately, we're losing that area as well. The Michigan Panthers coming off one of the best seasons they've ever had, and it just proves that stadium with Ford Field just does not work. And just reading, I just want to read some things here because I 100% agree with this. The San Antonio Brahmas, this is a comment from Greg Luca on X. The San Antonio Brahmas will not be returning for 2026, ending the city's latest stab at spring football after 3 years. Though the team appeared to be on track to continue its tenure in the Alamo Dome, recent UFL ownership change brought a new vision. And that's coming from expressnews.com. It's a shame. That's all there is to it. It sucks. Like, it sucks for those fans, and the fact that, to me, I felt that they were kind of on track to, as he said, coming back. They were going to be a strong contender in this, and we really have not. We've not heard anything. We assumed San Antonio was staying, and that is not the case at this point. According to James Larson 22 minutes ago on X, it does sound like Orlando has taken priority over San Antonio for the league, and that could be where the San Antonio Brahmas are relocating to. Would they be the Orlando Guardians again? I know a lot of people in the comments have said no on that. They don't like that. I do not think the Orlando Apollos would return from the AAF time. I don't think there's enough time, and I don't think they have any rights to that name. Yeah, I don't know. I question Orlando because if they are going back to the camping world stadium, which I know the league has a lease that is paid for in full at that stadium, I believe 1 or 2 years, according to what I've read, that would be a place they would go. Wait a second. So again, yeah, that's the last like host there comes up on Wikipedia is Orlando Guardians XFL 2023. But again, the capacity of that stadium for it is 60,219. How is that remotely going to make sense to their vision? It's not. It doesn't make sense, especially if you're relocating the Brahmas. Now, of course, there could be a lot of other things, as I talked about, of why the Brahmas would be going away. Orlando football stadiums. I'm trying to think of other stadiums in Orlando off the top of my head, and I'm drawing a blank. I think there is Inter and Co Stadium that is a MLS stadium that could work. Looking at a video here of it, I could say that could work. What is the capacity? See, I'm doing this all in live time, so forgive me as I'm going through here. I'm just trying to see what other options are available for Orlando when it comes to this. So the capacity of Inter and Co Stadium is 25,500. This would make more sense to what Mike Rapoli has talked about. Honestly, looking at this stadium, I would not doubt that this is very similar to Audi Field. I am wondering if the UFL is 100% going to Inter and Co Stadium for the 2026 season and going the Orlando route. Will they bring back the Guardians? I really hope not. I strongly hope that with the 3 teams that are being relocated, the Michigan Panthers, the Memphis Showboats, and San Antonio Brahmas, if it is led to be believed that obviously we know Columbus has been confirmed, we then move over to Orlando, and then, of course, we have none other than Louisville. I hope we get brand new team names all together, new identities, new color schemes, everything like that, 100%. We are not going to get that announcement next week. I'm going to set it up right now that we're not going to get that. That'll be probably next month into December, right before we get the announcement of the actual season. They're not going to drop everything at once. I've said this plenty of times here on the channel because that is not their perspective. That's not how they want to do business. Talking to many of the ownership groups through interviews, from me directly talking to Danny Garcia years ago in the XFL, they never wanted to just drop things, all at once, and wanted to kind of spread it out to get people more hyped up and stuff. Either way, let me know in the comments what you think about this, but it is disappointing. It's never good when you officially get confirmation from the league that 3 markets are confirmed to be gone from the league itself, and one being a shocker. I'm sorry, like, this came out of nowhere with San Antonio, and I'm at loss of words for it. So let me know in the comments what you think. Stay tuned to later this afternoon for the other video that I'll be talking about the overall process for the UFL and what the future holds for it, especially with this news coming out. So we'll see you back here on the flip side. Have a great one, everyone.